Good morning and welcome to the New York City Council vote of the Committee on Zoning and Franchise. At this time, can everybody please silence your cell phone? Chair, we are ready to begin.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a meeting of the Subcommittee on Zoning and Franchises. I'm Councilmember Kevin Riley, Chair of the Subcommittee. This morning, I am joined remotely by Councilmember Moya, by Councilmember Abreu, Hanks, Shulman, Salam, Carr, Stevens, Joseph, Nurse. I believe that's it. Today, we are voting on 6 proposals. We will vote to approve LUs 351 and 352 for 350 Park Avenue, an application by a private applicant to facilitate the construction of a commercial office tower in Councilmember Powers' district in Manhattan of approximately 1,586 feet in height, which will contain an approximately 12,500 square foot public concourse. The application before us are 1, a special permit for a floor area bonus for the provision of a public concourse on a qualifying site within East Midtown Subdistrict, and a special permit to modify bulk public space and design requirement in the subdistrict. Next, we will vote to approve LUs 357 for the JFK Conduit Logistics Center demapping, an application by a private applicant to demap and dispose of portions of 3 unbuilt mapped streets to facilitate the development of a proposed new logistic warehouse, which is allowed as of right in the existing M1-1 zoning district. The development site is located in the JFK Industrial Business Zone in Majority Whip Brooks Powers District. We will next vote to approve LUs 358 for the Broadway Junction Station City Map Amendment, an application by the MTA and the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation to facilitate improvements to the expansion of the Broadway Junction subway station complex in Councilmember Nurse's district in the neighborhood of East New York. This action will eliminate approximately 9,600 square feet of the existing Callahan Kelly playground to allow for the conversion of Sackman Street to new parkland to replace the eliminated portion of the playground, as well as associated changes of grades and block dimension. I would now like to give the floor to Councilmember Nurse for her statement.
Thank you, Chair, and thanks to the committee. The last time we were here, I was pretty direct with MTA that they are not doing their part to take care of Broadway Junction and keep the area clean. They've told us that they would reach out to us, and they did send us an email and said that they towed some derelict cars and got their cars off the sidewalk. But I wanted to bring photos again because I am now fully committed to being a real pain in the ass to MTA. So I just wanted to show for the committee that this has been since this hearing. Still disgusting, still cars all over the sidewalks, tons of trash that they don't clean up, just disgusting. This was only after we begged them to move the cars, after we came here and chewed them out, then they did something. So I'm just sick and tired of them, and I really hope that they can get it together and take care of our neighborhood. There's no reason that East New York should look like this. There's no reason that MTA should allow East New York to look like this. It's not fair that Black communities have to deal with a lack of services. And I ask MTA to, in good faith, present a plan on how they are going to take care of this area. There are plenty more ULURPs coming down the pipeline for Broadway Junction, and I'm really gonna need them to get their shit together if they want things to go their way. So I'm really hoping that MTA can reach out and be consistent in keeping the area clean. I'm gonna be voting for this project because ultimately the larger vision will benefit the community, but we are a long way from when that happens and when ground breaks, and so in between there, I really need them to get it together. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councilmember Nurse. Next, we will vote to disapprove LUs 379 regarding the Sidewalk Cafe application for El Calderón Restaurant and Sports Bar for 5 tables and 20 chairs located on Jerome Avenue in the Bronx in Councilmember Stevens' district. The councilmember is not in support of this application because of its location in a congested area along Jerome Avenue. and incompatibility of a sidewalk cafe with the nearby auto mechanic shops and car repair in the surrounding area. I would now like to recognize Councilmember Stevens for her remarks.
Good morning. Unfortunately, I am not in support of the Sidewalk Cafe, and not because El Cadendero is not a community neighbor and a great small business partner at this time, because there are auto mechanic shops across the street, directly across the street from where this cafe will be. I do not feel like it is in good hazardous. It's too hazardous for people to be there. In addition, it has heavy traffic, auto mechanic shops, car repair businesses, creating noise and pollution and daily congestion for pedestrians and families simply trying to go through the neighborhood safely. Adding a sidewalk cafe in this setting would not only be impeccable for the surrounding areas use, but it would worsen the quality of life that residents have consistently raised around our office. While I remain committed to supporting small businesses and this small business, because they create a vibrant space in our community, it must be done in a way that prioritizes safety and accessibility, as well well-being for all people who live in the community. And again, I'm really saddened that this would have to happen, because of the rezoning. A lot of these auto mechanic shops were supposed to be relocated throughout the city and in the Bronx, and that hasn't done. And so that is another big reason that we need to really be considering this and making sure that the things that's supposed to be there are there. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Stevens. Next, we will vote to approve LU's 380 regarding the sidewalk cafe application for Lava Rock Kitchen for a cafe with approximately 24 tables and 46 chairs located on Starland Avenue and Odell Street in the Bronx in Majority Leader Farias District. Next, we will vote to disapprove LU's 381 regarding the sidewalk cafe application by the Green Pavilion Restaurant and Sports Lounge for 6 tables and 15 chairs located on 18th Avenue in Councilmember Joseph District in Brooklyn. The council member is not supportive of this sidewalk cafe because of the serious public safety concerns which remain unresolved, with no concrete plan of action to address the safety issues. I would now like to recognize Councilmember Joseph for her remarks.
Thank you, Chair Riley. Following the hearing last week, Wednesday, 17, to listen to the owners and the representative of Green Pavilion Restaurant and Sports Lounge regarding the issues raised by Community Board 14, 70th Precinct, and neighboring residents, today I'm here to respectfully ask that you vote no on the application submitted by Green Pavilion Restaurant and Sports Lounge for a sidewalk cafe for the following reasons. The restaurant's representative did not testify in good faith. They failed to acknowledge certain incidents that had taken place at the location. They have not taken proper or responsible steps to address or prevent these issues. They have not been transparent with 70 Precinct, Community Board, or the community about what's been happening. Because of these concerns, I strongly recommend that we disapprove this application. As I mentioned during my remark, I encourage the restaurant to take necessary steps to resolve these issues. If improvements are made, they may reapply during the next application period in spring of 2026. For now, they will continue to operate under regular hours, closing at midnight, and will be limited to indoor use only. That means no sidewalk or outdoor seating. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Joseph. I would now like to recognize our Majority Whip, Sylvina Brooks Powers, for her remarks.
Good morning, Chair and members of the committee. The JFK Conduit Logistics Center proposal in Springfield Gardens has the potential to deliver real benefits to our community. Wildflower has worked with Urban Upbound and local stakeholders to address concerns around flooding and truck traffic, and their engagement shows a commitment to doing this responsibly. This project is expected to create more than 150 construction jobs and over 70 permanent positions with strong labor standards to ensure fair pay and safe conditions. It also incorporates solar panels, EV charging capacity, and stormwater upgrades to make the site more resilient and environmentally sound. Importantly, truck routes will be carefully managed to protect neighborhood streets. With these commitments to workers, sustainability, and the community, I believe this project should move forward under the continued oversight. Thank you.
Thank you, Majority Whip. I will now call for a vote to approve LUs 351 and 352 for 350 Park Avenue, LU 357 for the JFK Conduit Logistics Center demapping, LUs 358 for the Broadway Junction Station City map amendment, LUs 380 for the Lava Rock Kitchen Sidewalk Cafe, and to disapprove LUs 379 for the El Calderón Restaurant and Sports Bar Sidewalk Cafe, and LU 381 for the Green Pavilion Restaurant and Sports Lounge Sidewalk Cafe. Council, please call the roll.
Chair Riley.
Aye.
Councilmember Moya.
I vote aye.
Councilmember Abreu.
Aye.
Councilmember Hanks.
Aye.
Councilmember Schulman.
Aye.
Councilmember Salam.
I vote aye.
Councilmember Carr.
Aye.
Chair, by a vote of 7 in the affirmative, 0 in the negative, and no abstentions, the items are adopted and recommended to the full Land Use Committee.
Thank you, Council. That concludes today's business. I would like to thank the members of the public, my colleagues, subcommittee council, land use, and other council staff, and the Sergeant at Arms for participating in today's meeting. This meeting is hereby adjourned.
Land use is here, right? Yeah. Oh, at 12? Great. Oh, great.